Oh gosh, Teresa, will you do something to my phone there, please? Yeah, thanks. The sound system. Thank you for being here today. My name is Tammy Tragus McCook. I'm Development Officer and Outreach Officer for the College of Business and Security Management, class of 00 and 99. I didn't have to do it twice, just one was a BBA and one was an MBA. Safety, so you know. Exit, there are, of course, not of course, but there are restrooms across the way. And then safety features for exits, you can go to the right down the stairs. And I believe there's stairs this way as well. Of course, it's not a good idea to take an elevator in an emergency situation. With that, because what kind of emergency management program would we have if we didn't have a safety minute? So welcome inductees, friends, family, and honored guests to our CBSM College of Business and Security Management induction ceremony. Hardly a busier time in the life of students and faculty than the end of the semester. So I want to thank you all for taking the time to be here today, and we appreciate that commitment. It is indeed my honor on behalf of CBSM to acknowledge the hard work and that has landed you in the top of your class. You have each had a different journey to get this honor, persevering through learning adaptations, family and work commitments, and hopefully finding that balance through time or playtime and a little bit of sleep. My hope is that you will one day look back and embrace your unique path that when you had received this prestigious recognition. Let's go no further until we hear from my colleague and CBSM communication specialist, Mauro Dzinski, as she gives the land acknowledgement.
Thank you for the introduction. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the ancestors of this land for their hard work, persistence, and love of the land on which we reside, work, and study. We honor the Indigenous peoples of this land as we grow towards building a more inclusive, educated future. Today, we are on the Charlotte campus on the lower lands of the Dene people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mauro. We have a very supportive group, besides our inductees, we have a very supportive group of people in the room who are here to help with the ceremony and wish you their best. We have with us Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor Provost Prakash. And she deserves a lot of applause, but we have a lot of names. So let's, for the rest, let's just wait and we'll give them all one big one. We have Dean Cam Carlson right here, Associate Dean Mark Herman in the back there, HSEM Program Director Sean McGee, and he is your Order of Sword and Shield Chapter Coordinator. Shout out, give a wave. All right, Accounting Professor Charlie Sparks, he is Alumnus 87, and your Beta Gamma Sigma Chapter President. At least do a wave, there we go, all right. Assistant Professor and Accounting Program Director, Amy Cooper. Brian Sauer, he is a recent MBA graduate, a BGS member, and currently a credit analyst at Northrum Bank. Shelby Uffenauer, CBS Director of Student Success, MBA 05 and a BGS member, Shelby. Mary Poe, she's our engagement manager. She was the lead for putting all of this together, and she is also the Zoom host for today. Mauro Dzinski, who you just met, is going to be the YouTube digital host for anybody streaming live on YouTube. Adeline Berry's in the back. She is the captain of the UAF swim team and a student marketing assistant for CBSM. Round of applause. It is my honor to introduce our Dean, Cam Carlson. Cam is an integral part of success of the college, advocating for student success, encouraging faculty development, and building community partnerships. He often says the best part of his job is working with students and watching them progress towards their careers. And before he stepped into his role as dean, he was our associate dean. And I also want you to know he pioneered the Homeland Security and Emergency Management program over a decade ago, which has grown exponentially and in its enrollment, and is currently one of the strongest programs on campus. Please welcome Dean Cam Carlson.
Thank you, Tammy. I do appreciate that. Well, the first thing I want to do is ensure that I welcome, first of all the students, all of you who are graduating, all of you who are getting inducted today. It's a great day for you. I see that there's a lot of community members and importantly, an awful lot of family members here today. So thank you for joining us here today for both the Beta Gamma Sigma and Omicron Sigma Sigma. That's what the Order of Sword and Shield is for those of you who don't know it. Induction ceremony today. A big thing that I'd share with you as we go into this, and I was thinking about it because we were talking about remarks. The students that are here right now that are getting inducted today have really done some magnificent things over the last few years. Some that we've seen, and thanks to COVID, some of it we didn't get an opportunity to see because we were basically estranged from one another, have really kind of, to me, brought to the forefront of the fact that an incredible amount of hard work and dedication was put out by students to get yourselves through this period. It really was a difficult period, a period which many of you navigated incredibly well. And I have to say that despite the fact that I may have not had an opportunity to see all of you while you were going through your studies at that time, I have had, at least this past year, an opportunity to see a lot more of you, including some of them that are online that I actually have in class right now. And I got to tell you, it is remarkable to me, and I'm in really wonderment as to just how well you navigated this whole process. And I want to thank you for it. One of the things that I'd ask you to kind of reflect on as we go through this today is that you did a lot of work to get yourself here, but there are a lot of people that put a lot of effort behind what you did to help get you here today as well. And what I'd like to see, hopefully you take some time to do over the next week or so, is to go back, revisit those individuals, thank them for what they've done. It's your family members, it's your friends, it's the professors that you spent an incredible amount of time with. Some of you who spent more time with them than what you wanted to over the past few years, but give them credit for helping you get to that process. And likewise, give yourself credit for the outstanding effort that you put forward to get yourselves here today. Last thing I'd say is, don't forget us. Don't forget the college. Remain in contact with us. Remain in touch. I love hearing from students. Amy loves hearing from students. Sean, all of us do. Please, take a little time here and there to, contact us. Let us know how things are going, because we thrive on the achievements and the great things that you're doing out and beyond the university. And with that, what I'll do is make sure that I close out before you guys decide that I'm talking too long at this point, and hopefully get us on with the ceremony. So again, thank you. Great job. And keep doing all the things that have helped make you great to this point in time.
Thank you, Cam. My name is Angelica Caetano. I'm a business administration major, a CBSM student marketing assistant, and a Beta Gamma Sigma inductee. Dean Carlson has been a true leader, mentor, and HSCM professor to many of us in this room today. It is my honor to introduce our next keynote speaker. Dr. Anupma Prakash became provost and executive vice chancellor of the University of Alaska Fairbanks in July 2018. After serving as a passionate faculty member at UAF for over 15 years. She taught both undergraduate and graduate classes in the Department of Geosciences and she used satellite data that UAF collects for her research. With this in mind, let me share a little bit about her research. If you were to conduct some of your own research regarding the provost, you'd find that she has used data from satellites and aircrafts to study fires in underground coal mines all around the world. Here at UAF, she applied those same technologies for geologic mapping and studying how our landscape has evolved over time due to the impacts of climate change. She was born and raised in India. She moved to Europe for her postdoctoral studies and her first job. Then she chose to come to Alaska, a place that she now calls home. Please welcome Provost Prakash.
Thank you, Angelica. What a delight it is to be here today. I was just thinking, all students are excellent. You know, I just love all my students. But when I see CBSM students, there's something different about you. There's a different spark. I say, if you want to organize something the best possible way, go to CBSM. Talk to the students there. Thank you for being who you are, for putting everything every day in the work you do, whether it's in the classroom or beyond, just in everything. I see your events, I see you on campus, I see you taking leadership roles, I see you immaculately dressed for this ceremony, just everything you do, every bit where you put in effort, it's such a joy to see that. But going ahead here, I just first want to welcome all of you, both in person who are here and online. Great to see you all at the CBSM Honors Society induction ceremony. I'm honored to join in the celebration of this wonderful occasion. I would like to congratulate the students for being recognized for your achievements in leadership, perseverance, for sure, and your enthusiasm for academics. That has shown through the hard work and dedication that each one of you has displayed. I would also like to congratulate the parents and friends and families for showing that unconditional support, motivation, and encouragement to these remarkable students of ours. That support team that you provide for them, that's an essential part of their journey, and that's an essential part of their success. So thank you for being a part of their journey and their success. As I reflect on this past year, I broadly think of countless hours. Some of those are visible and some of that invisible work that you put in to receive a quality education here at UAF, through the ups and downs that you went through every day of your life. You're a generation like no other, a generation of heralded problem solvers. So for this problem-solving generation, I know that it is looking for something different from their college experience. You seek experiential learning, research experiences, a sense of ownership and engagement in everything, including extracurricular activities. At UAF, we actively help students develop skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, creativity, and the ability to learn. And these are critical skills. These are power skills, and these are essential for your student success. So what I would say is celebrate every accomplishment, small and big. In your day-to-day life, it's important to celebrate those small feats. And I think about that all the time. I think about that. What does that small feat mean? For you, for me, it may mean something different. It could mean, for some of you, meeting a tight deadline for your class assignment, navigating a difficult conversation, booking a family holiday trip. I know how difficult that is, and showing up for class for work, or just in the morning, getting up and making a cup of coffee and moving on and deciding to throw the blanket and say, ta-da, it's a new day, I'm going. That's something to celebrate, because it takes courage, it takes energy. It takes motivation to do that. And taking that time is part of your journey to success. Our success and who we become, they're not random. They're not random. Think about it. They're built cumulatively with the support of many, many people who believed in us, who helped us in our journey. They've helped us in different ways and in different moments of our life. So if today you were to live your life again, think about it. If you relive that journey without those people who helped you, your journey would not be the same, and you would not be where you are today. So as I close, I would like to once again congratulate you for taking the proactive steps and making the decision that brought you to CBSM and to the CBSM Honor Society induction today, to be recognized as one of the top students of your class. Thank you all for your attendance here today, and I wish you all the best, whether you are continuing your education here, coursework at UAF, or you're venturing into new chapters of your life, anywhere the world takes you. Best wishes, good luck, and carry on. Thank you. Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you, Provost Prakash. It is indeed an honor to have you with us today to share your wisdom, your celebratory remarks with our students. And it's time to get this induction party started. So Sean McGee is going to come up here and start us off with the Order of Sword and Shield.
Afternoon, folks. So everyone addressed you and identified their class. So I suppose I would be Sean McGee, class of 1991 and class of 2015. So with that said, today we recognize true academic achievement and acceptance of the core values of our society. Professor, I'm sorry. Great. Okay. Thanks, Tammy. Sorry. The Order of the Sword and Shield is the national society which honors high academic achievement in homeland security, intelligence, emergency management, cyber and information security, and all protective security disciplines. The purpose of this organization is to promote critical thinking and professional development, to further enhance the ethical standards of the protective security professions, and to cultivate a high order of personal living. The society was established in 2010 on the campuses of St. John's University in New York. It soon became a national organization as chapters were established in academic institutions across the country. The candidates who are presented for induction today have achieved the high academic standard required by the Order of Sword and Shield and are worthy of recognition by the college and this organization for their notable achievements. As I call your names, I ask that the candidates who are in person join me at the front of the room to my right. And online candidates, please activate your cameras if you have not done so already, so we can recognize you. Today, we recognize true academic achievement and acceptance of the core values of the society. Professor John Pennington and Ms. Angel Buchanan, I ask that you both light the candles for each of the core values as they are identified. The first candle represents ethics, or the ethical standards displayed by each of these candidates today and in the future as they assume their professional careers. You'd think they'd give us real candles. I mean, we are the emergency managers, right? Sure, there's a firefighter somewhere here who can help us, but we'll continue with the battery operated ones. The second candle signifies excellence as evidenced through academic accomplishments achieved by each of the candidates. The third candle embodies knowledge and the commitment to continue the pursuit of personal and professional growth long after these candidates have transitioned into their careers. The fourth and last candle stands for peace as the ultimate goal of all who enter into these disciplines honored by the society. These 4 candles shall represent ethics, excellence, knowledge, and peace. Will the candidates for induction please face your family now? Come to the front of the room, stand on the right. Have anyone? 2, we have Ms. Grace Hopkins, as well as Ms. Brittany Moore. Please face your family and friends and the supporters of for the oath of our society. We who stand before you today as candidates of the Order of Sword and Shield National Honor Society promise to stand ready to uphold our missions of protection and resilience, to stand strong and remain dedicated to public safety, to apply our education and experience in order to confront the threat of terrorism and natural disaster, to be determined in the face of adversity, to be firm in the face of immorality, and when needed, to provide compassion, continuity, and recovery in our community, throughout our nation, and around the world. As we read this pledge together, online candidates, please keep your microphones muted to avoid any unnecessary background noise. The pledge may be found on the cards for the in-person attendees. Great. And in the Zoom chat box for those of you who are viewing this online. Candidates, please repeat after me. I accept membership into the Order of Sword and Shield, understanding that in doing so, I assume the responsibility of continuing to maintain its values of ethics, of excellence, of knowledge, and of peace. I pledge to promote these core values and to use my education for the benefit of my community, my nation, and the world in which we live. Starting with the virtual inductees, as I call each of your names, please prepare your honor stole and medallion and be ready to put it on, or at least have someone help you. We will request your digital signatures ultimately, and we will enter them into the Order of the Sword and Shield induction book present on the table between the candles. The first name is Mackenzie Cornelius.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Joshua Hughes.
Thank you very, very, very much. Yes.
Ryan Lanting.
Thank you all very much. Honored.
Mosley.
Thank you very much.
Tyson.
Thank you very much, and go Navy.
Grace Zayas.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Now for the in-person inductees, I'll call your names. Will you please step forward and sign the induction book? Once your signature is recorded, please accept your regalia as presented by the provost, Ms. Buchanan, and Professor Pennington. Grace Hopkins. Brittany Moore. Let us all congratulate the 2023 members of the Order of Sword and Shield National Honor Society.
We're gonna get a group picture really quick since they're on and the Zoom.
Yeah, step a little bit, because we're trying to get those Zoom people like they're here in the room. So keep going, keep going. There you go, there you go. Looking good. The outside?
Oh, we got someone being locked down at the bottom. It's going.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
All right. So do it here, nice smiles.
On behalf of the University of Alaska Fairbanks and the Order of Sword and Shield, I wish to express our pride in your achievement and our congratulations to you all. May you find in the years ahead the rewards of the educated person, be it imagination, adventure, humor, compassion, and understanding. May you have tolerance in your dealings with all persons, generosity in giving to those in need, and insight into the feelings of others. In relating your education to the world in which you live, you can make a meaningful contribution to our society. At this time, we'll transition into our induction ceremony for Beta Gamma Sigma, led by Professor Charlie Sparks.
Thank you, Sean. Beta Gamma Sigma is a National Honor Society recognized as the highest scholastic honor a student can achieve in business administration in an AACSB internationally accredited institution. Candidates prepared to be called by the Secretary, Amy Cooper. Members of the UAF Chapter 243 of Beta Gamma Sigma will now proceed with the induction of newly elected members. Dr. Amy Cooper, will you present the candidates?
Mr. President, I present the candidates for membership in Beta Gamma Sigma. For candidates joining online, please turn on your cameras and wave as I call your name. Christina Alexander, Hudson Baldock, Dakota Galoni, Caitlin Combs, and Fatima Stone. Okay, perfect. For the BGS candidates in the room, please join us at the front of the room in order as your name is called. Alyssa Appel, Amy Ashbach. We'll kind of do like a horseshoe behind this. Jamie Bennett, Teresa Brenner.
Oh, so you'll want to start where Charlie is.
Angelica Catena, sorry. Jason Chassé, Phoenix Collier, Sarah Karasova, Benjamin Leslie,
Second row, if you're going to be standing up there a little bit. So Jason, yeah, starting with you.
Kaylin Moore Thomas, Dave Sauter, and Megan Smith.
Yeah, that's what we can't really see. We'll figure it out. Yeah. Everybody should have their heads poking through. So we all tall people. Yeah, now we met that later. We'll get there.
Do you desire to be admitted to Beta Gamma Sigma? If so, say I do. You have been honored by an invitation to membership in Beta Gamma Sigma. Because of what you have achieved in scholarship and service, we are honored to have you join us. Beta Gamma Sigma is a scholastic honor society dedicated to principles and ideas essential to a worthy life, as well as a commendable business career. The mission of the International Honor Society, Beta Gamma Sigma, is to encourage and honor academic achievement in the study of business, to foster personal and professional excellence, to advance the values of society, and to serve as lifelong members. The principles of Beta Gamma Sigma are represented by three Greek words, the initials of which form the name of our society: Beta, Gamma, Sigma. Now hear what Beta means to us.
So beta is the initial letter of the Greek word bebios, which signifies honor. Honor is personal integrity and excellence of character. It is an enduring quality found in all persons who deserve to lead others. All honorable persons conscientiously seek to recognize, to uphold, and to encourage that which is ethical and that which is just. With humility, they acknowledge human failings, which tend to induce the sacrifice of lofty ideas for base gains. They are aware of the difficulty of distinguishing right from wrong when confronted by a variety of alternative goals and a multitude of pressures and means to achieve those goals. But their honor is coupled with resolute courage. They may falter and they may fail, yet they rise with renewed determination to do what is right. Their reputations are their most priceless possessions. All honorable persons recognize their duties before they demand their rights. They respect law and order, not because of a negative fear of sanctions, but because of an affirmative conviction that a good society requires the stability which order provides. Worthy members of Beta Gamma Sigma consciously seek to act honorably at all times. Thus, they confidently pursue peace of mind and happiness for themselves, even as they serve as exemplars for others. Honor is a guiding star which encourages altruism, enlightens social responsibility, and service rather than selfishness. I ask you to accept honor as an ideal to be translated into reality in your conduct of every day of your life.
Now listen to the explanation of Gamma.
Gamma is the initial letter of the Greek word gnosis, which means wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge tested by experience and tempered by discerning judgment. It abhors prejudice, it insists upon freedom of thought and expression. Truly wise persons are aware of their talents and achievements and do not deny or belittle them with misplaced modesty. However, they are so acutely aware of their own limitations and are sympathetic to the shortcomings of others. They are quick to acknowledge their profound dependence on masters who have gone before them. They laud those who have laboriously built earlier civilizations, and they gratefully accept the rich intellectual and cultural heritage they have provided. They are, moreover, thankful for contributions to their development made by their family and friends, by superiors and by subordinates, by associates and by antagonists. Persons of wisdom constantly seek a better comprehension and a more fruitful application of what is known. They are also endlessly engaged in a quest for an understanding of what is unknown. Although the fund of human knowledge has literally multiplied in recent decades, the wise person anticipates a future which promises to provide geometric expansion of this treasure store. Confronted by a veritable flood of facts and concepts, the person of wisdom exercises special discrimination to select, to arrange, to relate, to interpret, and to apply. This is a challenge worthy of only the finest mind. I asked you to continue your quest for wisdom, nurture it, and utilize it in your conduct of everyday life.
Listen finally to the explanation of Sigma.
Sigma is the initial letter of the Greek word spude, which means earnestness. Earnestness is enthusiasm measured by achievement, disciplined by reason, and ennobled by sincerity. It is that dynamic quality which is essential for all great achievements. Earnest persons reject both temerity and timidity. They have courage to match their convictions. They inspire confidence, invite action, and generate progress. Without earnestness, both honor and wisdom lose much of their potential effectiveness. Noble purposes defined with wisdom and upheld with honor remain evanescent dreams without the driving power of sensible enthusiasm. The greatest potential achievements are tributes to the blending of honor, wisdom, and earnestness in the minds and hearts of those who lead. Rewards for the individual and progress for society surely proceed from this wholesome union of qualities. To each of you, much has been given in mind and body and spirit. Of each of you, accordingly, much is expected. Earnestness will help provide the perseverance that dispels weariness, the forward thrust that overcomes opposition, and the resilience that rebounds from reverses. To the earnest person, problems become opportunities for service and profit. I ask you to accept earnestness as a guide and stimulant in your personal conduct every day of your life.
You have heard the principles which members of Beta Gamma Sigma endorse and strive to uphold: honor, wisdom, and earnestness. Do you accept these principles as your own? If so, say I do. Will all of the online and in-person inductees please find the Beta Gamma Sigma pledge with me located in the cards and in the Zoom link chat box. Repeat after me as we read the pledge together. Online candidates will keep their microphones muted to avoid feedback noise. I pledge myself to maintain and uphold the ideals and principles of Beta Gamma Sigma, the Scholastic Business Honor Society. I will guard and cherish honor. I will strive ever to acquire wisdom and use it for the betterment of mankind. I will cultivate earnestness in all my undertakings. As a member of this chapter of Beta Gamma Sigma, I will recognize my obligation to assist and cooperate in the development of its purposes. I will seek by all honorable means to advance the interests of the UAF College of Business and Security Management of my community and of my nation. Do you affirm this pledge? If so, say I do. In recognition of your accomplishments and of your pledge to high ideals, we will now recognize each of you as a member of Beta Gamma Sigma. Starting with the virtual inductees, get your honor stole and certificate ready. As I call your name, put on your honor stole or have someone put it on you. If you have your certificate handy, you may show it when your name is called. If you have your certificate handy, I guess maybe the battery's gone. You may have to, you may show it when your name is called. It's a going away. How about this one? Is this one okay? Okay. All right, we got it. So if you don't have these items, feel free to use a scarf, bandana, or invisible stole. These items are symbols of the ideals of honor, wisdom, and earnestness, which you have accepted. All right. Where's my cards? Okay. Christina Alexander. Hudson Bolduck.
Thank you.
You're ready. Dakota Yaloni.
Thank you very much.
Caitlin Kimes.
Thank you.
Fatima Stone.
Thank you.
Okay, Alyssa Apple. Oh, sorry. Now for the in-person inductees, as I call each of your names, please accept your regalia as presented by the provost and Amy Cooper. Okay, Alyssa? Amy Ashbaugh? Jamie Bennett? Teresa Brenner? Angelica Cayetano? Jason? Chauncey? Okay. Phoenix Collier? Kara Karsova? The hardest part. Benjamin Leslie? Kaylin Moore Thomas? David Sauter? Megan Smith? Please welcome the 2023 Beta Gamma Sigma Chapter 243 inductees.
Online only. Yeah, and Dean, then we'll have 2 and 2. Oh, gee. Yeah. There we go. Online students, we're taking your photo.
Look right here.
All right, in person, let's get do our little horseshoe over on this side, please, where you originally were. That way we don't have the LCD projector in your eyeballs.
And I don't think the order matters.
Yep, no
So
order.
let's keep short.
Tall,
in
yeah,
the front.
yeah.
Yeah, we can bring it all the way over here.
Okay, 45s. There we go, there we go, there we go. And so good at it. There we go.
And we can,
Then you're gonna do there, so you need to see the.
yeah, and we can bring you guys this way just a little bit, so you're not, so, yep, there we go. That looks good. You
Cool.
to go that way a little bit. Get you gentlemen in the back to come
Oh,
forward just a little
let's go.
bit. There we go.
We've got these.
Oh, and okay. Let me see here, where are we at?
There we go.
Perfect.
Charlie.
Shareable for everybody.
All right. So there we go. There we go. Yep, you guys are all looking good. Everybody right here, nice big smiles.
Big smiles.
Big smile. Perfect. Thank you.
Well, since this is my last induction ceremony, they asked me to say a few words, and I'm happy to do that. I have fond memories of working towards my BBA in accounting at UAF. There were a lot of smart students in the program at that time. I was competitive and ambitious about starting professional life and had lofty goals. I had started at UAF right out of high school, but paused my studies after the first year. After flipping burgers at the Sunset Strip restaurant for a year, I was really motivated for college. One day I recall telling a friend that I thought I was too good for that restaurant job, and they snapped back that everyone is too good for that job. When I finished, I thought I was done with college for good. I worked hard at my first accounting job and enjoyed promotions, but I was ambitious and restless. In the middle of my second year, I decided to change offices and requested a transfer to the Honolulu office. The move was approved, and I was just waiting to move when I received a surprise offer to join the Alaska Permanent Fund Corporation. It was one of my newest clients, and I'd worked extensively on the audit. It was a prestigious opportunity, one that I couldn't pass up. By mid-November, I was driving to Haines to catch the ferry to Juneau. The transition was more difficult than I imagined because right after relocating, I lost my father unexpectedly. It was a difficult time, but I was glad to be close to Fairbanks and family rather than thousands of miles away in Hawaii. Working at the Alaska Permanent Fund was challenging, but also included a lot of repetition. I gained valuable experience working in the investment industry, and the staff was small enough to provide lots of interaction. I was mentored not only by the CFO, but also the executive director and the chief financial officer. Around a campfire one summer evening, my mentor and friend, Cliff Cox, encouraged me to pursue a PhD. Still restless, I began considering my career in academia. In the winter of 1987, I started researching various graduate programs and decided to apply. GMAT scores are the primary screening measure for business graduate programs. However, my score of 600 was exactly the median. I was disappointed but undeterred. I decided to enter the Masters of Accountancy at the University of Iowa, where my mentor had attended. I resigned my job and left Juneau in August for graduate school. Soon after arriving in Iowa, I got a wake-up call. I assumed graduate school would be just like my undergraduate program. However, we were given a paper to critique the first day of classes, and I ended up spending the entire Labor Day weekend working on just that. My courses were challenging, and I grew intellectually from the start. I retook the GMAT and scored a 630, which fell in the top 6 percentile. I was accepted into the PhD program. My gamble in graduate school paid off, at least so far. PhD program was difficult and hard to describe. I spent most of my time in statistics classes and reading academic papers. The faculty were demanding but fair and supportive. I remember at the onset that if my studies didn't work out, I could always go back to my professional life. But as time wore on, I realized that wouldn't be as easy because the profession was moving so fast. I recall a fellow doctoral student mentioning that all he knew about a new accounting approach called ABC were the words activity-based costing and nothing else. Years went by, and in 1993, I was nearing completion of my dissertation, and I got word that a faculty member at UAF was retiring, and they were recruiting for the vacancy. I soon had the position I dreamed about from the beginning. But my colleagues at Iowa warned about going to a small college because research support would be less and teaching would be more important. Nevertheless, I accepted the position and was headed back to UAF in the fall of '93. The early years at UAF were challenging. Many of my accounting professors were now colleagues, and I came to see them as people. They weren't so smart after all. However, soon after I returned, I lost my mentor and good friend, Cliff Cox, to a boating accident. At UAF, I was able to continue my research program and co-authored a paper that won a prestigious award and is one of the most cited papers in auditing research. Returning to UAF has been rewarding in many ways. Being a graduate of UAF, it will always hold a special place. Having started my professional career in Alaska and enjoyed so many great opportunities for advancement and development, gave me insights into the profession as well as many contacts. Working with students has been a tremendously rewarding part of the job. At larger schools, this would have been possible, but to a much smaller degree. Here, class sizes are smaller and most students are engaged in activities outside the classroom. that provides much more interaction. I think UAF attracts some of the best students, and many go on after graduation to have highly successful careers. I like to think I've contributed in a small way to those successes. Looking back on my career, I can't think of much I would change. It's easy with hindsight to identify things that could have gone better or differently, but nobody has the benefit of that. While I started out my career thinking I could chart my own course, I realize now how simplistic that was. Maybe everybody has a destiny and things just have a way of working out. You will all have choices and challenges as you go forward from today. I was lucky that the profession I entered while changed much slower than the one you will all be entering. But you will enjoy many great opportunities as old people like me are retiring, opening up more career paths for you. As you encounter challenges, I hope you can meet these with perseverance, integrity, and humility. Now for some advice. Opportunities you have are at least partly due to those who came before you. Be sure you repay those. Don't be afraid to take risks. These can lead to great things. Be patient. It might take time to get noticed. Don't be afraid to say no. Learn to manage your workload. People will remember the things you fell short on, so avoid taking on more than you're capable of doing well. Always do your best, even when no one is watching. Hard work is 99% of success. The difference between extraordinary and ordinary is that little extra. Thank you. Now, Ken.
Well, thank you, Charlie Sparks. That is the most history I know I've ever heard. And I've worked here, gosh, 12 years at CBSM and 20 at the university. That was very special. So I immediately turned on my phone so I could record that. Thank you for being so open and honest and the many years that you've given to our school and to our students, onto our staff. We have to give a round of applause to Dr. Evil, Dr. Charlie Sparks, please. And he is staying on for about a year, but he'll be virtual, just because we're not quite ready to let go of Charlie yet. Congratulations to all the inductees on becoming official members of the Order of Sword and Shield and Beta Gamma Sigma as you leave this room today. And the celebration continues. Who is graduating Saturday? Got a couple? Yeah, right on. Anybody online? Yes, yes. So whether you're online or in the room and you're graduating on Saturday, please take your regalia with you. You've got lapel pins in your goodie bags and your stoles, please. And we'll have extra in case you forget them, but please bring them and wear them proudly. Hang on, just a couple more shots here. We invite you to enjoy what's left of the snacks and sweets and the background. Online attendees, if you would, please send Mary Poe your photo with your regalia with like a family member or a pet or friends or something fun as we gather them for our website. And for in person, we're going to make it super easy. We've got the official CBSM photo booth back there. So grab, each other or friends or family and get your photo taken. And if you didn't get a swag bag, they're in the back. And I would be remiss if I did not say, may the 4th be with you. Thank you so much. Did we do it?
Good job.
We did it with 3 minutes to spare.
Wow.